is a show where I, Rich Slaton, read a true story about lawbreakers.
Oh, and I, John Shefsky, do whatever the fuck I want.
That's actually very accurate.
Is that true?
You do only what you want, really.
It's kind of the best program ever for me.
Yeah, it's pretty
great.
great.
It's like a playground. We're going to tell a story, but you can interrupt a bunch.
Just do whatever you want. Not a big deal.
That's right. That's the best.
I had to be over here. He'd be dad the whole time. Damn it.
Yeah.
Clean your room.
That's what you wanted. You wanted the dad role. Play the music.
Play the music.
Crime is the show that starts now.
Oh, like right now?
Oh, yeah. Do your line.
Oh, okay. Each week, Rich reads a real crime story. I don't know a word that rhymes with story.
And my homie John always has the hot riff. He really loves it when you send...
Don't send anything to me. Don't you dare.
Crimepodcast@gmail.com.
Don't you send
Label
anything.
it John Shefsky. He loves them. Make sure the lighting's really good.
Guys, thank you so much for supporting this show. You've been fantastic. For those of you who are jumping on the Patreon, you're the fantasticest, the bestest, the most wonderfulest. So thank you very much. Just if you don't know about it yet, go to Patreon and search crime. Probably put in Slaton or Shefsky to find us. Also on anything, you got to put Slaton or Shefsky because we chose the worst name for search engine parameters.
We got to put something on X-Hamster and Pornhub so that people can search us there.
Dude, search us on porn.
Can you do that?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you upload like non-porn to porn?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna take over Pornhub with our podcast from now on.
I'm into that.
That's what's
I want
happening.
to do X-Hamster.
Okay.
I feel like everyone's on X-Hamster, but no one will talk about it.
Do whatever you want.
Okay.
efucked.com. Don't go there.
Go there.
This week, we have a really fun guest, the fighting pride of the Inland Empire from Comedy Central's Road to Roast Battle. Welcome to the show, Connor McSpadden!
Hey, guys. Didn't know if I could talk to that first part. Felt a little weird.
You did it perfect. You were right on point.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Connor.
Will do.
And then he's quiet the whole episode. No, I was just joking. You got a riff.
Oh, okay. No, I think I would probably have a more fun experience personally just watching you flounder and then just me no-anding everything.
Yeah, that's the theme of the podcast. We like to just give other comics a break, and we invite you in here to just like watch us just bomb, and you can just chill.
How
out.
lonely are you guys? Is my question.
Why do you think we do the podcast? It's just so we can hang out with each other.
Yeah,
really.
I've been meaning to ask you to lunch, but I figured it would do better in a podcast form. So
yeah,
here we are.
Thaddeus TJ Jimenez.
Do you select these people because of their weird names? Is that how you Google crimes associated with weird names?
It just works out great sometimes.
Can you read the name again for us?
Thaddeus TJ Jimenez.
If I worked at Domino's and the guy ordered a pizza, I'm like, I'm not even sending a driver.
It's not
out.
real.
Right,
yeah, no
thanks.
way. And now after the show, you'll be like, now I think the person's real, but a criminal. So I wouldn't send the driver either because I wouldn't want the driver to get ambushed.
You would not want to send a driver to this guy.
That Thaddeus ass on that motherfucker.
TJ was born in 1980 on the north side of Chicago, Illinois. His parents, Ricardo and Vicky, split up when he was just a baby.
Okay, so this is a 1950s sitcom.
But it's in the 80s.
Theme song information.
Ricardo and Vicky.
Vicky was actually Polish.
Oh,
just a fun.
Her real name is Victoria, and she talks like that.
Probably,
but she's fine.
She has that deep voice, that deep Polish cleaning lady voice.
I've been a porn star for 25 years. How old are you? 23. Go on.
He grew up splitting time between his mother's house and the home of his grandmother, Gloria Mikowski, a doting woman who always had food on the table for her numerous grandchildren. But a loving grandmother was not enough to keep him from being raised by the worst parent of all.
Rich, there's a lot of people that have loving grandparents that still turn out to be criminals.
You stepped on the streets. It was such a good drop.
Did you
son of a bitch.
I really want to know if you wrote that or if you copied and pasted
this. No, he wrote that.
I wrote that.
You wrote that?
He's an artiste.
Yeah.
This guy, dude. Yeah.
I'm a craftsman.
Connor doesn't believe you, dude. You're going to have to prove yourself this whole time. You're fighting Connor McGregor over here.
TJ was a small kid with a big attitude. In elementary school, he quickly earned a reputation as a bully. He jacked kids for their lunch money, stole bicycles, smoked weed, and drank booze. All of this before the age of 11.
He smoked weed.
He smoked weed.
Get your tenses messed up. You have plenty of time to add flowery things about being raised by the streets, but a simple D on the end of a verb was...
Did I forget the D? I wrote the D on the paper.
Oh, you just said smoke weed.
Oh, you said it like he said like an inner city dude explaining how he smoked weed, he steal.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a purely grammatical criticism, but...
Grammatical racial.
All of this before the age of 11 when he joined a gang. Those are the fun facts. I did when I wrote this sentence, I almost changed it. He jacked kids for their lunch money because that seemed like that could have gone a lot of different ways.
Oh, like he earned the cash by giving handjobs?
Yeah.
Oh. That is the same kind of sentence.
Yeah, right. If you were to describe someone who gave hand jobs for money for lunch money, wouldn't you say he jacked people? I mean,
Billy, you're looking a little thin. Are you eating at school? I was like, well, my lunch money's been going to other pursuits, some extracurricular activities.
But I feel good. He's like smoking a cigarette. He's like,
TJ got really fat, but his right arm is thick.
Oh, TJ's all buff from jacking dudes off?
Yeah, but only on one side.
Because he doesn't balance it out?
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do, go lefty for when it's when
exactly
it's a paid job?
I'm assuming
you're going to go offhand?
I would think that would actually.
Well, even the pros get to alternate at time. Yeah. I mean, you get a cramp.
Yeah, I think the better
to keep the momentum going than just kind of half-ass it with one arm.
That's a good point. Chicago.
You got to start using your mouth, kid.
Ugh.
I'm just trying to be a mentor.
Yeah, just trying to help them.
Father John Shefsky in the studio.
If you want to succeed in this business, Chicago has a long history of organized crime going all the way back to the 1800s.
I never heard of it.
While the Windy City is most famous as the home for the mobster Al Capone, it also gave birth to some of the most notorious street gangs in America. But racial tensions in the middle of the century would cement gangs as a cornerstone of Chicago even after the Prohibition-era mob began to fade. In 1952, that brought the first major wave of Puerto Rican immigrants to Chicago, many of whom settled in the almost exclusively white neighborhood of West Humboldt Park.
I really like that Rich wrote a whole 30 for 30 just to have people ruin the momentum of his.
That's what it's about.
Well, okay, yeah, I mean
that's what's so fun.
No, I know. I'm very impressed with the. You basically built a sandcastle so that John could shit on it and kick it down.
You can shit on it too.
Oh, and I was planning to.
It's not just for me to.
No,
shit
he's just going to shit on me for most of it.
He what do you call it? He implicated me as like the shitter.
Well, you are the shitter.
He told me to.
This is the role you was. I wasn't. This was. You're taking everything too seriously, guys.
I'm on.
We're both very upset.
Yes.
Get back to RJ.
Let's go have
Whitaker, whatever.
He gave him a new name.
Let's have a knife fight in a pit where we're naked.
You just want to be naked in a pit. Oh, that's from one of the other episodes.
That's from the Brian Moses episode.
This guy's got a
Clay Allison. All right,
go back.
In response,
you'll have to edit that out.
I'll edit you out. You're out. I'm editing out. I'm going to edit out all the things you said. It's just going to be this weird conversation where Connor and I say things into the void and no one responds.
I'll just talk over the rest. I'll hum over the rest of the story.
We're going to turn this into Garfield without Garfield, but in podcast form.
Mm-hmm. But in podcast metaphor porn.
In response to what they saw as a threat to their way of life, small greaser gangs began to pop up all over the area.
Can you explain that to our listeners and me?
Greaser
gangs.
This is a white
to
neighborhood.
Their way of life?
It's a white neighborhood in the 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Puerto Ricans are moving in. And so a bunch of gangs of dudes who slick their hair back and wear leather jackets. A bunch of Fonzie gangs pop up to try to combat the Puerto Rican moving in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like they're trying. It's like West Side Story kind of stuff.
This is West Side Story in the 50s. But this story takes place in the 80s and 90s.
I remember the year.
Yeah,
1980.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I
you
remember.
forget a lot of things.
Theodore Tallius in 1980
Nailed
was born in Chicano, France, right?
Nailed it, dude.
See, I remember everything.
God,
I'm on top of this.
You should be a rememberer professionally.
I wouldn't be able to have that job.
Simon's Park, a local hangout.
Because that job doesn't exist.
But if it did.
I think they're called historians, actually. But
I remember better.
Yeah, because the historians write shit down.
Yeah, it also sounds so lofty. Rememberer is just...
Historian sounds pretentious, but remember, you're like, yeah, that's a real American
Sounds
hero.
like what they would call it in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, the kid that chronicles the history of the tribe.
Yep.
It's time for the Rememberer to tell us about the before time.
Totally.
Simon's Park, a local hangout, played host to the first two greaser gangs in the area, the Royals and the Simon City Gang.
Whoa, they sound scary.
Both crews were mostly Italian, and both did their best to make sure Puerto Ricans felt unwelcome in their new home.
Hey, get out of my neighborhood, you Puerto Rican guy.
But I'm just trying to dance. I can't do a Puerto Rican accent.
Puerto Rican?
Yeah, it was kind of Italian.
Does anyone have a Puerto Rican accent?
I don't know if you sounded less Italian or if you sounded less Puerto Rican.
Hey, tough guy.
It sounded like two Muppets.
I don't know if you ever heard the Jimmy and Joey show, but they talk like that, and they are Italian.
That's Italian.
That's right.
Deep Valley cuts right there.
That's right.
Hey.
It didn't take long for a number of small Latino gangs to form up in response, leading to turf wars all over the city.
I wonder what their names were.
You'll hear some of them soon.
Good.
But the white greaser gangs were too numerous for the Latin gangs to compete. So in 1964, 4 of the strongest crews merged into what is now known as the Latin Kings.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
How do you like that? I like how the white gangs are basically doing like with what white businesses do to bodegas. It's like, yeah, well, there's a Walmart and you can get a Gatorade for $1.50 there. So
they like gentrified the gangs.
Yeah.
With an aggressive recruiting policy, the Latin Kings grew quickly, and by 1965, they presented such a threat in West Humboldt that Simon City and the Royals decided to merge, forming the Simon City Royals.
Did they do Simon Says stuff when they would
worst
rob?
minor league baseball team. Simon City
Royals
have a terrible record.
Their
mascot is the Burning Cross. He comes out at halftime and he throws out goodie bags for the kids.
Oh, what's his name?
Mommy, I got a hood!
Is his name Royal?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I went on mini bat day, and some violence erupted in the stands.
Little mini beatings. He hit him in the mini shin with the mini bat.
It is kind of adorable imagining like toddlers with those like Dodger giveaway mini bats, just like jumping someone into a gang.
I'm sure, dude, I guarantee you that's happened so many times.
Pay your gang dues in Skittles, like just
Skittles that you stole.
Little light this month.
If you think no one's been jumped into an LA gang with mini bats from a Dodgers game, you're out of your mind. That's 100%.
I live in Echo Park. It's just Aleppo with taco trucks. That's for sure going on next door constantly. Mm-hmm. My neighbor is always like abusing her children, and one time I heard her like hitting this kid and said, "You need to stop being a drama llama." And I'm like, what a traumatizing thing to do to someone with such a whimsical
word
note at the end, you know? Like, you are being a goofball, and then puts cigarette out on his fucking arm, you know?
Yeah. I tell my son he's a cranky Frankie. Like, that's a cute thing to say. And someone was being violent with their kid saying it. It's just, it's perfect, actually.
Yeah, it's like drama. You should be giving someone an Indian burn at most, but get just full, like, fucking third world beatings.
Let's get back to the happy stuff.
Okay.
Gang membership in the 60s was almost necessary for a kid in the poor parts of Chicago.
Really?
A lone white or Latino kid risked getting jumped or robbed by gangs of the opposite ethnicity. Gangs of all types surged in membership. The Latin Kings led the Puerto Rican and Mexican recruitment, while the Gangster Disciples quickly became the hot destination for black youth. Smaller black and Latin gangs popped up all over town. By 1971, the white gangs of Chicago were outnumbered, so they did the only logical thing and formed a massive citywide truce called the White Power Organization.
Oh.
Whoa.
That sounds like a truce.
Right? It's a little on the nose there.
Yeah. Is this about Steve Bannon, the guy everyone just found out about?
No.
Okay. He's huge on Instagram, I noticed.
What?
He's the head of Breitbart.
Oh, I know, but he's huge on Instagram.
Yeah, like
he's not a Persian girl with a fat ass, John. I mean,
I guess everyone gets different Instagram.
Yes, Steve Bannon on Instagram selling flat tummy tea.
No, like he's like in everyone's memes.
Steve Bannon has his yoga pants shots. It's Yoga Thursday.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up,
dude. If that was Steve Bannon's account, I would definitely subscribe to Steve Bannon's Yoga Thursday account.
Oh, we should make a like Basic Bitch Bannon, you know.
Basic Bitch Bannon.
Yeah.
I am in.
Him taking a picture of a salad he never eats.
He does look very unhealthy, just in general.
He does not look good.
He doesn't look good, and he doesn't smile very well.
You know, he actually looks like he looks like Emerton Joe from Mad Max.
He truly does, yeah. He really just looks like he just sleeps in a coffin full of cigarette smoke. Like he's got some of the worst skin I've ever seen in my life.
He doesn't look like a happy feller. Well,
anyway, back to racist Fonzies.
Yeah, that's right.
For 2 years, the WPO effectively combated the Nazi Fonz.
Nazi Fonz.
Hey, hate the Jews. Effectively combated the growing Latin and black gangs until 1973, when the alliance was ruined by a war between the Simon City Royals and their biggest rivals, the biggest white rivals, the Gaylords.
That's not the name.
That's the name of a gang that is still scary to this day, by the way.
Well, this is in the 80s?
This was in the 70s.
The Gaylords is still together?
When did gay become like, that's gay? Like, when did that start?
Sometime in...
What did you? Yeah, what did?
Yeah, and I got to figure, like, at this point, if you said they're still scared to this day, why not around 1998 do a little rebranding in the wake of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater playing youth calling each other gay because they can't nail a flip kick, you know? I mean, kickflip. There you go.
You couldn't nail what it was called.
I was cool in middle school, as you could tell. You guys doing flip kicks?
Connor does not have the job of
Is that a
rememberer.
kind of pancake, or what is that?
I had a
Flip cake.
PS1. None of the good games. I was completely left out of all Banjo-Kazooie nostalgia. BuzzFeed lists don't even resonate with me to this day.
Life
because
must be
of that.
so hard.
Yeah, because I had that PlayStation 1. But yeah, I mean, like, at that point, wouldn't you just call, like,
We're the straight lords.
some slumlords, or, like the fucking beaver
They
cleavers?
just go
or-
way over the top. They're like, we're the we only fuck chicks lords. And we're like, you guys are trying way too hard. The 70s was a bloody...
It's almost like a Boy Named Sue type situation where I feel like that game would be the toughest.
They made them the strongest, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they are still very scary, the Gaylords.
The queer babies.
Yes.
They're actually the most dangerous gang around, the queer babies. The
Their
paralyzed...
closest rivals, the Pillow Biters, encroached on their territory.
The pillow biters and the paralyzed queer babies are the most dangerous gang I've ever seen in my life.
The 70s was a bloody time for the Simon City Royals. Not only were they at war with some of the biggest gangs in Chicago, but in 1975 they expanded their operation into the weapons business, bringing an infusion of cash and firepower. By the 1980s, the group had become one of the largest gangs in Chicago, with thousands of members all across the city. Along with their street presence, they were also part of the Folk Nation, a large prison alliance that provided protection for members on the inside.
And this one's called the Folk Nation?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Where are the snakes?
There's a guy.
Killers?
There's a guy with a guitar that says, "This machine kills Puerto Ricans."
Yeah. It's just a racist. What's his name? What the fuck is his name? Woody Guthrie?
Yeah. You got it.
Racist Woody Guthrie.
Very good.
That's a good name for a band.
All along the
A lot of
watchtower,
syllables.
there were no Puerto Ricans. Because get the fuck out of my neighborhood.
That's pretty decent improving on the song right there.
I think that's what the song
On
would
the
have been.
watchtower.
Guys, before you start a podcast, maybe do Groundlings 201. I mean, I don't want to tell you how to live your lives, but
Is
anyway.
he improv? Is he improving a pretentious asshole?
He's
As a guy who took one improv class once and left 45 seconds in.
That was your improving?
Is it because you
yes,
saw how happy they
and-
were and it just disgusted you?
I was just like, it blows. Like, you guys are idiots.
They're like, well, are you leaving? You're like, yes, and I'm never coming back. See you guys later.
While the gang had spread in great numbers to Wisconsin, Mississippi, and the U.S. prison system, their Chicago presence began to diminish year after year. This created major shifts in the organization, leading the Simon City Royals to drop their white power stance and begin recruiting black and Latin members.
So it's like a company where they like start going around to the lumber yard, like, hey, just so you guys know, we're down with everybody now.
Well, like how low is your self-esteem as a black or Latino guy? Where
That's
you're
what
like, all right, like how many gangs turned you down before you got to go? Like
That's why I liken it to like corporate lifestyle, because I just see people do the same thing for work, right? Or they're just like, I don't agree with that, but whatever, I'll just get a job there. So it's
Hey,
like the
bro,
same,
what does the charter say? You hate Mexicans?
same thing for a gang where you're just like, oh, you accept me now?
hastily crossed out,
Yeah.
like Mexicans.
Yeah, no, we're cool, you guys now.
Whites only. Does that say whites? No. It says it just says only. That's all it
Fights
says.
only. We do. Yeah, we're.
Fights only,
Yeah, because they're gang. They get in fights,
kites only,
right, guys?
They just fly kites all day.
This brings us back to Thaddeus TJ Jimenez.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
TJ already had two uncles in the Royals, and the 11-year-old was excited to join the crew. They put him to work quickly. His jobs included keeping a lookout for cops, patrolling the neighborhood, extortion, theft, and drug dealing.
At 11?
At 11, yeah.
Oh, dude, bad parenting.
While Connor McSpadden was playing Crash Bandicoot in solitude,
Playing a
unable
scratched version that skipped at the same part of the game every time.
unable to hang with the smash parties at
Yeah.
his friends' sleepovers.
This kid was probably
Playing a mediocre Pikachu, being eliminated first and having to give up his controller to whoever's little sister was hanging around.
God, that explains so much.
Yeah.
Pikachu really fucked up your life. I get it.
Let
Yeah.
me get a Pikachu.
Yeah, I'll Pikachu right now.
Isn't that what it sounds like?
Yeah,
Let
it
me
does.
get a Pikachu. And then I,
These
like, adjust your,
Japanese
like-
are so horny.
Yeah, you got a good look.
Sex-obsessed people.
Are they the Japanese?
I don't know.
I mean, they seem just as horny as everybody else.
I just hear a lot about. I always hear those stories about like soiled panty vending machines,
All right, get back.
and
on
I'm
the
like,
story.
we
Get
need
back on
to
the
go
story.
to Japan.
Oh, I dated a girl that sold her panties on Craigslist. She didn't tell me about it, and she told me, and she was like, "Are you mad?" And I was like, "I'm mad you haven't been doing it
Yeah,
more. We
I
don't
was
have
just
any
gonna
money."
say- I was
Like,
gonna say, why haven't we been going out for dinner more?
you idiot!
How
All right,
much do they go for?
How about you throw on a pair, go take a walk around the block, so we can get some lunch?
How much do they go for?
About $50, and
Each pair?
Yeah. And she was like, "Well, yeah, will you drive me to go do the drops?" And I was like, "Yeah, we didn't end up doing it." like wanted to stop doing it or whatever. But she's just like, yeah, you just like show them that you're wearing it, and you go into the bathroom, you put it in a fucking lunch bag, and then they give you $50 and you walk out of the Starbucks. And I was like, dude, this is like the greatest.
So she'd have to see the dudes?
Yeah.
That would be scary. I'd be afraid of some dude like just being a rapist or whatever. That'd be trippy.
Yeah. Well, they often go in pairs, and I know this because my sister wrote a thesis paper on this phenomenon.
What?
My sister went to school here and went to college here in LA, and she wrote her thesis paper on girls doing this, and went with her friends while her friends were doing the panty sale thing, and she like went with them as their escort and like took notes, and then she would send the guys emails afterwards of being like, hey, can you anonymously answer some questions about your experience buying panties from 19-year-old girls?
Like Amazon, like how
Please
would you
rate your panty?
Yeah.
But what do you? I guess.
And then she'd send them questionnaires, and they'd respond, and she wrote a whole paper on the phenomenon of guys buying panties from people.
Are dudes doing that in countries where you can just go get a prostitute, like in Amsterdam and Holland? Are dudes buying panties?
I feel like that's like a separate thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's different than,
But I feel like the depravity.
The question is, what do you
maybe you're not a people person. You just like to, wrap them around your teeth while you jerk off.
Yeah.
I got to figure it
out.
out.
Don't get me wrong. I'll sniff a panty. Don't get me wrong. It's just like the effort in like finding someone online, going up to meet with them and being like, here's a bunch of cash. Thanks for the panties. Just kind of like, by that time, I'm already like, I'm not horny over that anymore. Like
the bill for your braces, if you're wrapping panties around your teeth while you jack off, you're just like, yeah, I've had Invisalign for 15 years now. It's not working.
Or the doctors build you something and it actually pulls your teeth. You have the panties like on your molars.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Tie a knot. I got to go in for my knot tying.
I have a new way to fund this podcast. Forget the Patreon, guys. We're going to sell teeth brace panty hooks.
We sell our boxers. Yeah. I had a gay
next
friend that
Patreon level.
I was like, maybe I'll do
you
that.
could use panties as like I'm a little horsey, fuck me in the butt, like bridal type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
I mean, you could use it for anything.
If you got that, you got a girl that also... I don't know.
I don't know. That's why we got people writing theses on it, letting us know, like, what is behind the psychology of this? But I think there's just so many ways to use, panties.
The gang loved having young recruits like TJ because it was easy to get them out of jail.
Oh, yeah.
You slip right through the bars. I mean, when you...
Where do all these kids keep going? We got to fix these. Doing some chicken wire we can put on these bars. His favorite crime was stealing cars.
The kid? The 11-year-old?
Yeah, 11-year-old TJ's favorite crime was stealing cars.
Kind of cute,
Right?
Kind of adorable. Like, hey, that little kid's stealing a car.
Oh, man. It's like Pee Wee baseball. But he didn't take them to the chop shops. He would simply drive them around for a while, and he had no fear about it. He even once parked a stolen car in front of his house.
Of course he didn't have fear about it. He's 11. He's like, magic! I'm just doing whatever I want.
TJ was arrested approximately 22 times between the ages of 11 and 13.
Imagine being the teacher that's like trying to get this kid to do his homework.
Yeah.
He's like,
fuck you. Like a little kid saying,
you don't know what I've seen, all right?
Yeah. There are kids that have seen shit that adults have not. And he probably...
Hey, TJ, where's your spelling homework?
Fuck you.
I brought a car. Would you take that instead?
You need to get your progress report signed. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to go fucking jack slot machines, and then I'll get back to you.
Have you ever had like a young kid just look you in the face and say shit to you that you're like, oh my God.
Ooh,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
This kid was probably an asshole.
Oh, I'm sure.
I already hate this kid.
Oh, the kids in my neighborhood that just get the shit slapped out of them every day. I see them outside, and they're like, can we have the matches to light fireworks? And I'm like, I mean, this is definitely not something I should do, but I'm afraid of the repercussions if I don't. So sure, you can have this book of matches, 8-year-old.
Well, this kid, or as a grown-up.
Stay on his good side.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, they heckle us while they're playing, like, they're literally playing like swords in the front line, and I'll be outside on my porch, and they'll be like, give me your laptop. And I'm like,
You're still getting bullied by 11-year-olds.
I truly am, yeah.
Bullied. Oh, dude.
The adult pictures of this guy, he looks like George Zimmerman fucked Pitbull.
Okay,
so I don't put that in your mind.
I'm trying to do that morphing thing that you could see on TV.
Think of fatty George Zimmerman, right? And then think of Pitbull, and then think of them as one person.
What do you think Pitbull... I mean, I know what Pitbull looks like, but let's describe him in a way. Like, I know he's that bald dude. He's got that goofy mustache, that weird, like...
Yeah, he's got that...
He looks like a genie that can only give you 4 locos.
I think that nails it. I think that fucking nails it.
So the most popular genie in the Inland Empire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on with your story.
TJ was arrested approximately 22 times between the ages of 11 and 13. The 23rd arrest would be very different than all the ones that came before it. On the evening of February 3rd, 1993, 19-year-old Eric Morrow and his friend Larry were walking down the street when 2 small boys, each barely a couple inches over 5 feet tall, stopped them and told Eric he owed them money. When Eric said he didn't have it, one of the kids pulled a gun.
Jesus, this escalated fast.
A fight broke out.
You're killing me, Larry!
Oh, sorry.
The fight broke
mattress
out.
dude. Is this about the guy from that mattress company? They seem like crooks.
Yeah,
don't
right.
they? Like he grew up like.
Oh, your mattress is free.
Yeah.
A different one. Or the
I'll
same
kill
one.
you, or your mattress is free. Something like
Yeah.
that, right? Okay.
And his court date's on President's Day. It's very unfortunate.
I'm missing
I
so
won't
many.
be there, but my salespeople will take great care of you. I'll be in court. All right, go on.
A fight broke out, ending with Eric shot dead before the two kids ran off.
Oh, fuck.
In the early
He
90s,
illegally removed the toe tag from the corpse in the morgue afterwards.
all mattress
You're
related.
not allowed to do that.
I can't even think of. I was like trying to think of something with Tempur-Pedic. Never mind. Go on. A lot of springs. Sorry, go on.
well,
Yeah,
they didn't.
he
they
had
didn't
a
draw.
memory foam mattress.
That's right.
They didn't draw
Or
a
his
chalk
cop.
outline. They just had him. They just put his body into a memory foam mattress
Yeah.
and then walked
Does it have
away. And they're like,
imprint
"Oh,
of
you
it?"
can still see the imprint."
That's how you make a fat guy death mask, because you just let him sleep face down on a Tempur-Pedic.
In the early 90s, Chicago was experiencing some of its highest all-time murder rates, with 943 murders in 92.
And almost 956 Jay-Z lyrics written about them.
Yeah, right?
Are all Jay-Z songs about Chicago?
No, I was
or-
thinking Watch the Throne, that one song, and then it didn't come out. when
I get
wrote
it. I support you, though.
It was-
I believe in you. Has anyone ever said that to you before?
Unfortunately for their predicting careers, yes.
943 in 92, another 931 in 1993. So lots of murder happening in Chicago right now. About 2,000 people over 2 years.
Dude, you said those numbers so fast, just so you know.
2,000 people over 2 years. Let's make it that simple. Right?
Okay.
You enjoying the stickers?
John, a bunch.
A bunch.
Yeah, that's better.
Can you remember the numbers?
Yeah, I can remember. I'm a rememberer, for God's sakes. And then I thought I had my certificate. I don't know where I put it, but
So when police got a tip that a young gang member named TJ had shot and killed Eric, they didn't question it. A quick search in the computer database of gang nicknames brought up Thaddeus Jimenez. At 3 a.m. the next morning, TJ woke up to police banging on his grandmother's door. He came out to find the home surrounded by police, and he was quickly arrested for the murder of Eric Morrow,
how old is he at this point?
13. But there was one problem. TJ hadn't shot Eric. He wasn't even there. He'd been at his grandmother's house when it all went down.
Wait, what?
Well, just wait, man.
You're confusing me. But can we do it?
TJ didn't shoot Eric.
I know.
Yeah.
But go back to the part where Eric got shot.
Eric got shot by two short kids.
Okay.
What I want to know is what his parents, the streets, had to say about all this. Did they weigh in at any point to defend their son's innocence?
They were too busy releasing 3 garage hip-hop albums out of Britain. That's a reference to a very popular British hip-hop artist that neither of you have any... You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
What's his or her name?
The Streets. That's the name of the group.
Oh, the Streets? Okay.
Yeah.
Is this grime hip-hop or whatnot?
It's, I don't know. It's whatever British people rap about. Like doing too much coke or
Seemed
whatever.
a little rude the way you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have 3 other albums. Or his albums or whatever.
Okay. Like you're like playing the I'm a big enough fan I can talk shit role.
Exactly.
All right. So what happened was
Fuck you, Trent Reznor.
All right, so this guy Eric. Let's just go back to
Eric Morrow
got shot
by 2 small kids.
that we don't know who they are.
We don't know who they are.
Who was Eric walking with?
His friend Larry. Eric and Larry are walking down the street.
Okay, I
2
just wanted to go
kids
back to that story because in
Eric
my mind
and
I'm
Larry
like,
walking down the street.
So where did the
Boop,
priest and the rabbi come in?
A priest and a rabbi shoot 2 Mexicans.
named Larry.
Larry. Yeah, Larry the Mexican.
I'm confused, John, the character.
So Eric and Larry are walking down the street.
Yeah.
2 like tiny kids, like 5 foot tall kids.
Yeah,
come
we don't
up.
know who they are.
We don't know who they are. Come and go.
Said
Give
they
us some
owe
money.
No, you owed us some money, and then they shot him.
And then they shot
him
They
dead.
shot Eric.
Now Theodore Johnson's house is
Yes.
just surrounded by cops, and he's
Yes.
being accused of murder.
He's being accused of murder, but he didn't do it.
Okay.
But that didn't matter to the police and prosecutors in Chicago. They had a murder epidemic on their hands, and the city demanded results.
An ME, we call it.
Police brought in 2 witnesses for questioning. Eric's friend Larry, and another man who had seen the shooting from the 3rd floor window of his store.
Do you see what happens, Larry?
Yeah, I was too busy peeing. I was really scared. I shouldn't admit that because I'm supposed to be in a gang, but really it was very frightening.
They called the next witness to the stand Chatham and Wells. It's an obscure brand of mattress, guys.
I was just going to say, Chatham and Wells.
Thought it sounded
Is that
like
a
a name.
casino? Is that an Indian casino? We're playing Chatham and Wells Improv next weekend, dude.
I
You gotta go.
do swear to tell the truth. This murder was the deal of the century.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
You're killing me, Larry!
That was pretty good.
I'm the guy. That's my once-a-year voiceover gig.
Neither one of the witnesses identified TJ as the shooter, at least not at first.
Oh,
Larry described someone entirely different, but after a long and frightening interrogation, he eventually remembered that TJ was the culprit.
they always have that problem. That's not actually true sometimes. They remember wrong.
That's when you need to call and remember.
Yeah, the rememberer could have saved all this.
Yeah, you need to have a good bail bondsman and a good rememberer. You know,
We got to create this niche industry. Quick.
this is your new radio ad. Like, hey, call 866. Forget about it.
I would love you can, because I'll remember it for you. I'm John Shefsky, the rememberer. What
We
we
have
talking
the
about?
easiest number to remember. 7326574. Did you guys remember that? If you can't, call us. We'll help you.
I have such a bad memory in real life, though.
I know.
So that'd be ironic that I play that character on TV.
I know.
But in real life, I couldn't be a remember.
All
Who
right.
am I?
All right, Jack. Let's get back to the story.
Get back to the story. Our guest is getting fucking
The
fed up.
store owner similarly switched his story the
I
following
realized
day.
that people just call people Jack. I was trying to do a goof, like I forgot your name, but then I realized like I just sounded like I was my fucking grandma, you know, getting mad at someone that's not.
No, it's like an old school, like,
Get back to the story, Jack.
yeah,
Play it
yeah.
again, Sam.
And Jack is short for John, too.
it is. I learned that only in my later years. And
Yeah.
by that, I mean I learned it when I was 13 in bar mitzvah.
Dick is long for Richard, just so you guys know. That's right. What's up?
Whoa.
Come on, guys.
You just brought my mind to
Let's go. Yeah, that's right.
fucking weirdo.
That's a big dick joke.
Rich is going to be shoehorning his act from 4 years ago into the rest of this podcast.
This
No,
podcast is basically
that's-
about Rich Slaton
Here's how
working out his
bad that
ass.
is. It's not even a joke from my act. That was a thing when I was in a fraternity in college, and they introduced us to the sorority sisters. Like they would take us to sororities and be like, "Here's our new pledges." We all had to say a little phrase, and that was the phrase I said. My name is Richard, which is long for dick.
Did it work?
I had a girlfriend, so it didn't really matter.
You were in
I
a
was-
fraternity and you had a girlfriend?
Dude, I joined a fraternity for like the camaraderie. That's how much of a pussy I am. I was like, I want to hang out with other cool Jewish guys.
But I love that about you. You like to socialize. And there can't be cool Jewish guys in a fraternity.
Go fuck yourself.
Are there?
Yeah. We were popular. Non-Jews were trying to get in.
Shut up.
Yeah. They lied. They were like, I'm a Jew. We're like, prove it. And
Cow
they showed us
car's
their
closed,
dicks.
buddy.
Woo! You're not allowed to say that unless you were in a Jewish fraternity, man.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
Yeah, fucking Phi Beta Matzah or whatever.
Sorry, Bubby.
They brought in a pregnant woman who told detectives she had not seen the killer's face. They had her wait in the squad room next to a desk that had 2 photos on it.
Why'd you tell us that she was pregnant?
I don't know. It's a detail.
Okay.
It's color on the story, motherfucker.
Because
Sometimes I color the story in.
Okay.
You son of a...
Somebody ovulated.
Yeah.
A baby was made.
I never want to watch House of Cards with you. Just wait. Why is the barbecue guy at the White House now? I don't know.
That could happen. Yep. I could be annoying like that.
So she told detectives she had not seen the killer's face, but they had her wait in the squad room next to a desk. That
Why
had
does it
2
matter where
photos.
she was waiting?
There were 2 photos on the desk, one of the victim and one of TJ. Then they took her in to see a lineup where she fingered TJ as the killer.
She fingered him.
Yeah. I chose fingered on purpose.
I know you did.
That's a real softball fingered like you do with a pussy, right, boys?
Or a butthole.
Well, to be fair,
or a
he used to
nostril.
jack kids for their lunch money. Now he's getting fingered by a pregnant lady.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got a lot of play
He
going
used
on.
to
with
have
his
to
words.
finger Raul because he had a stubborn prostate.
Oh God! Well, if it's medical, you got to help your friends out.
We need more fiber, Raul.
You guys ever had a finger in your butt?
Yeah.
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 Who hasn't?
There are some people that live on the edge. I'm not going to out anybody in my family, but certain relatives, I've heard them be like conversing over something like, "Have you ever done anything fun in your life where you just fuck missionary?" Like, and some people really do. Like, ooh, they don't want to stray.
That's fair.
So it is pretty interesting that like you're assuming that everyone's got a figure in their butt.
I
like,
don't
it's
want to out
2016.
anyone in my family as being a good Samaritan.
Ew! I don't care if you're a good Samaritan. I don't even know what that really means when it comes down to
I think
it.
I think there's an age line where like if you were born after 1980, there's like an 85% chance you'd have a finger in your butt. If you're born before 1980, it just drops off exponentially.
Oh
each
yeah, there's
decade.
probably a whole bell
How-
curve for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're listening to this and you haven't had a finger in your butt, whether you're gay, straight, whatever it is, don't even label your sexuality.
Eisenhower, no finger in the butt.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Pause the show.
But pause the show.
Go
and
try it out.
Try it during sex. Try it without sex. I've had it medically, like at the doctor, where I was like, "Hey, my I had a checkup," and I was
Sure.
like, "All right," and he's like, "Bend over." I was like, "Okay," and he.
I had it when I
jammed
gave
in.
Andy Dick a ride home.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And then I've had it casually, and it was fun. I don't know.
That was you said that was one I didn't use during our battle. Was I had an Andy Dick joke that was what was it? Was Andy Dick tried to rape Connor?
Oh, you did this joke.
I did that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're listening to our podcast right now,
Connor and I went to war, and it was a blast.
they battled. They roast battled. ComedyCentral.com.
I've drank alcohol less than 10 times in my life, and I drank beer off of Black Guy's apps.
Oh, it was so hot.
Just in the heat of the moment.
That's awesome.
I
love the spirit. I love the spirit of like just like all balls to the wall, just like whatever, any kind of silliness. Like no, just
anyway. Back to fucking RJ Huberg.
So she fingers TJ but did you hear this fuckery? They put her next to she hadn't seen the face.
Yeah, so now she's just having recognition of just like
exactly
like a rememberer. I know that because in my industry we have to remember things.
All of this fuckery is minor compared to the biggest piece of evidence that could prove TJ's innocence: a taped confession from the actual killer.
So they have a taped confession, and they're still going through all this.
Here you go. 12-year-old Victor Romo had seen the murder up close.
Victor Romo.
He was the other kid who confronted Eric, not the shooter.
After the crime, he ran for over 1,200 yards and went...
But then he broke his collarbone every year.
Romo's a football
Tony
fellow,
Romo.
right?
That's good. That's a good football reference.
I was thinking about ribs. All right.
The actual trigger man was another teammate named Juan Carlos Torres.
I don't like that name.
Nicknamed JT.
Oh, shit. I'm seeing the... TJ, JT.
Exactly. Victor told his dad about what happened, and his father went to confront Torres about what had occurred. He secretly taped the conversation where Torres not only admits to the shooting, but talked about how happy he was that the police were pinning it on TJ. Victor's dad sent the tape to the DA, who passed it on to detectives investigating the case. With this new evidence in hand, the cops questioned Torres.
Was Victor's dad just like, I'm scared of my kid. I just want to get him locked up quick?
No, Victor. Well, he was trying to he knew that Victor didn't do it. His son didn't do it.
Okay.
And Victor had said, "Hey, Juan Torres did it." So he was trying to make sure that the right murderer went to jail rather than one of these kids who didn't murder anybody.
Yeah, that's nice of him.
This guy's going way above and beyond being like the field trip chaperone in terms of parental. Like, this is a lot.
Everybody on the bus. Here, let's get your confessions.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you don't imagine that they're like super cool parenting going on there, but you're like that person's doing what's right in the scene.
Yeah, that's the hero of the story to me so far.
Yeah.
Everyone get your PB&J and get your fingerprint right here. Just put it in the ink.
Just put it in the
you don't have to press it that
butthole. All right, and then get.
Yeah, and then Rich.
With the new evidence in hand, the cops questioned Torres. He denied it was him on the tape, so they shrugged their shoulders and moved on.
After the dad went through all that trouble.
Mm-hmm. They're just like, oh, well, he says it's not him, so I guess it's not. Cool.
Beat it, Mexican. We're cops. We got this covered.
TJ was held without bail.
It's a good drop for the show.
Yeah. TJ was held without bail in a juvenile facility for 2 years before his case finally went to trial.
2 years of his life were lost on this?
Well, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Things there didn't get any better, as the proceedings were like a bad movie. There was no physical evidence that TJ was the shooter.
Podcast, right?
Oh, great pot, dude.
Okay.
We haven't even hit the top of the roller coaster yet.
Oh, serious?
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Strap in, folks. Strap in, folks.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's coming in hot. There was no physical evidence that TJ was the shooter. The police hadn't even swabbed his hands and clothes for gunpowder residue. But there was plenty of evidence that he didn't do it. 5 people testified he was at his grandmother's house at the time of the shooting. Victor Romo testified the shooter was Torres.
The typical number of people that live in a grandmother's house in a Latin community.
Oh, yeah.
And of course...
A little light, honestly.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm like, 5? What are you, celibate?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You mean 12, right?
And of course, there was the taped confession, which the judge excluded from the trial on the grounds that it was hearsay. The jury found TJ guilty.
So... Is it just did the local cops know that TJ was involved in crime, so they were just like, let's just have this kid locked up?
Well, he had 22 arrests over 2 years. He was
either way, they're
like,
we're not letting this fucker out.
Yeah,
but aren't they concerned that there's a murder on the loose?
No.
How are they not concerned about that?
Because
are they like, he'll kill again, we'll get him?
Well, there's 2,000 murders over the course of 2 years, as you recall. So
boom.
I mean,
if you were a better rememberer, then you would have kept that in mind.
I know. I'm working on it. I'm trying to strengthen up. I'm in the off season.
Yeah, that's fair. It doesn't start until June. At the sentencing, the judge called him, quote, a little punk, probably too young to shave, but old enough to commit a vicious murder. He was sentenced to 45 years.
Did this judge, I mean, that's unnecessary, like...
Yeah, it's like you're already locking him up. And then
I'm sorry, what decision are you citing with that?
And then the judge took out his dick and peed all over TJ.
In the case of high school bully versus you little bitch, he said, scram, peach fuzz, to the big house with you.
Dude, some judges are like that, dude.
Yeah.
Some judges are like, I don't know any judges.
A couple years later.
Judges, they come in all, shapes and sizes.
Sounds like this guy'd be better off judging the American Idol or something
you know what
like
I'm saying? Here's regular Simon Cowell,
Oh,
right?
did I not mention it was Simon Cowell?
Crime will be right back.
A couple years later, TJ was transferred from a juvenile facility to Stateville, an adult maximum security prison.
Is this the making of TJ Miller, the comedian?
Yes.
Is that what you're, okay. He has a
According to
dark
TJ,
history.
the inmates ran the asylum. Quote, I was the only kid there, he testified. The inmates controlled the entire prison, every aspect of it. The only thing the inmates didn't have was the keys to the front door. Apparently, they didn't need keys for much else. TJ later reported that the inmates had filed down all the locks on the cell doors so they could enter at any time.
Oh, wow.
TJ understandably had some trouble sleeping.
Jesus Christ.
He did have choices, though. He could
Have
go
you tried melatonin for me if I have one? I mean,
Motherfucker, I'm worried about getting killed!
guard, my white noise machine went missing, and I'm really not getting a good
I find
way.
if I meditate and do my morning pages, it definitely helps. Okay.
Can you imagine not being allowed to meditate? That's terrifying. I'm just joking.
TJ had choices. He could
Namaste.
go into protective custody or join a gang. Protective custody was a joke, especially since that's where the prison housed all the sexual predators who would get murdered in general population.
So you can either be a 16-year-old surrounded by blonde mustaches or join a gang.
Yeah, those are the two options.
Okay.
It's crazy. And then you wonder, how'd society get so bad? Because that's what we're doing. That's how we're rehabilitating.
So
if
he
you want to
ended
even
up,
call it that.
Yeah, I'll call you that.
Don't call me anything.
So he ended up in a
white.
All right, go on.
So he ended up in a Mexican gang that was friendly with the folks.
A Mexican gang.
The larger network friendly with the Simon City Royals. Even in the gang, TJ stood out, mostly because he kept claiming innocence while everyone else bragged about their crimes. Eventually, TJ settled in. With good behavior, he could get out in 2015, serving half of his 45-year sentence. Quote, the first 8 years were the hardest. After that, I could have done the time easily. He passed
That's it? Just 8 years and then you were comfortable?
Yeah.
Oh, sign us all
For
up.
8 years, he's just sitting there shivering.
Only 8 years? Oh, my God.
For the entire Clinton administration, things were rough.
Oh, God.
He passed
That
his
makes
time
two
in
of us,
typical
right,
fashion.
TJ? All right, go on.
Yeah, the PlayStation 1, dude. I mean,
He passed his time typically getting his GED and working out. He even earned 15 college credits after taking some classes in art history. He loved the classics, Michelangelo and Da Vinci, but was unimpressed by most. Quote, Jackson Pollock, his stuff seems really random. Give me $1 million, I could do what he did.
man, this is almost as random as my conviction for this murder I didn't do. I'll
He
tell
turns
you what.
He turns everything into that.
Woohoo!
I did like Georgia O'Keeffe, though, with all the flowers. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, isn't he sweet?
Dude, I just realized this kid probably never saw a pussy.
Oh,
Like, not a real...
He was drinking and smoking at 11?
No,
that dude probably...
he's probably banging.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Are you banging other... But are there 12-year-old girls that
No,
are
you're
going to roll
probably banging
like
like
that?
adult hookers that hang out with mobsters or whoever these gangsters are, right?
Well, that would be hilarious. I'm having trouble...
Bet you we saw some ass pussy. Tell you that much.
Why would he see some ass pussy?
Well, because he was in prison. There's definitely ass pussy there.
God.
Yeah.
That's just wrong to send a kid to that or an adult. Prison just sucks. You ever seen Shawshank? All right,
Yeah.
go on with this.
When he wasn't forming opinions on art, TJ was trying to get anyone to take another look at his case. Help came in 2005 when he sent a letter to a law professor.
That's like scripts in L.A. Like, hey, could you please just read this if you get a second?
Yeah, but
I
in
mean,
jail.
if you could show it to somebody. My grandma does that to me. My uncle's a musician. She'll like give me a CD, and she's like, "If you meet anyone out there in Hollywood, I mean, I really think that this is good stuff." And I'm like, I'm like not in. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
First of all, like, I'm
Well, it
not,
doesn't seem like that if you're out of this industry. You're just thinking, it's Hollywood, it's entertainment. You guys all work together, right?
yeah.
But, God bless your grandma.
It's a sweet gesture, but she's going to be in that prison for a long time. Let's continue.
Help came in 2005 when he sent a letter to a law professor at the Northwestern University Blum Center on Wrongful Convictions.
Blum.
Yep. Jews, obviously. They spent 2 years researching his case, interviewing everyone and anyone
Only
involved.
no one but a Jew could say that because it would be great if you're just like, yeah, and then Trump reinstated the travel. Jews, obviously.
Jews.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is the fact that I can say anything I want about Jews because I'm a Jew.
Hit us with some unpopular Jew opinions.
They spent 2 years involved researching his. There we go. In 2007.
Oh, I thought this was the Jews spent 2 years in the desert, not 40. Those numbers have been exaggerated. Look at the soil samples, people. Wake up. Sorry.
In 2007,
You guys like Holocaust denial riffs?
Holocaust denial Jews? Jews that
I'm
are-
not a Holocaust denier. I should make that abundantly
We should
clear.
let the listeners know you are a Holocaust denier.
Connor Gibson had a great run on the show. And then. All right.
Oh, Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, he's related to the guitar company?
Yes.
Go on.
In 2007, they presented their findings to the state's attorney's office, who agreed to take another look at the case. They embarked on another 2-year investigation. Finally, in 2009, they determined that he was, in fact, innocent. TJ was released from prison, having served 16 years, 2 months, and 28 days.
What do they do?
Okay, so at this point, I don't know what happens in the story. I gotta figure he goes and kills somebody for real.
Yeah, because he's just like, fuck you, I'm going to get back what I got.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, I would, like, find that lawyer if I was this dude and be like, well, I already did the first 8 years, so,
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole heck of a lot waiting out here with my art history AA degree, so.
Yeah, I got store credit.
That fucking Ian Edwards joke about how if you, like, do time you should be able to, like, have, like, a crime credit card,
Yeah.
or,
Oh,
like,
that's
take
so
it off
funny.
take it off my car.
Yeah,
Like, this dude, I don't know. I feel
it's like a gift card, right?
yeah.
You could,
Juan Torres was indicted for the murder a couple of weeks later.
Wow.
So they ended up getting the real guy. When TJ
after
got out-
20 some odd years?
after 16 years, yeah.
Dude, well, yeah, it's the same, right? 20 something.
That dude had a
16.
good run, though, I mean, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You murder someone and you get 16 years. You're like, you know what? Honestly, I feel like I got a good deal.
Don't you think
Yeah.
after 16 years?
If someone offered you that deal right after you just, like, pulled the trigger, you'd be like, yeah, I'd be wise to take this,
Yeah.
Like, if the Grim Reaper popped up and, like, hey, you could be free for 16 years. Anyway.
I'd rather be stuck in jail when I'm old than, like, when I'm young anyways, right? But do you think he used his time wisely?
I mean, he probably saw some non-ass pussies. I mean,
Well, look, let's put it this
That's
way.
what we're going to equate
He got-
all of it
he
to.
got to
His
see the
freedom
Matrix.
pussy.
you got to see what...
You got to see the Matrix, so that's a big one. That's a win.
That is
Yeah.
something that you wouldn't.
You got to see the other two Matrixes. I mean, that's not as much.
Kind of actually a wash now.
Please
at this
lock
point.
me up. I'd rather not have to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had to see Sopranos.
Your argument sucks. Why did he change his life?
Basically, he watched TV for
Did they-
16
did they
years.
come
Oh,
in
he never saw the end of
did they come
Deadwood.
in
It was
arrested-
tragic.
Oh, it's brutal.
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh,
So
Aren't they
sad.
coming out with a
I
movie?
was trying to think of a TV show that started in 2007 and ended past 2009, and I was like, I'm going to go Deadwood because I remember my middle school teacher talking about it, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
He never
dude.
got to see Breaking Bad. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, both
Oh.
Brett. You just mentioned several of the most amazing shows ever created. Now go on with your
When
story.
TJ got out, the whole world was different. He had seen cell phones on TV, but now he held one for the first time.
This is a cell phone.
Shut the figgity
Yeah,
fuck
I
up.
was like, have you seen that word you're looking at? All right, go on.
On his first day out, he started making phone calls. One person asked why he didn't just send a text. He had no idea what they meant.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
Also,
they have
also
TV in
though,
Juvie.
how
Juvie.
douchey is it that your friend gets out of prison for 16 years and then calls you? You're like,
you're
dude,
like-
why didn't you just text me?
That is true. You'd be like, fuck.
Oh
I
my
want to hear
god,
your
TJ
voice.
doesn't even know how hashtags work. Fucking
Ugh.
idiot.
Dude, TLDR, get the fuck out.
But
How
don't
does,
they have
how does
TV
this guy
in
get a
prison?
cell phone?
They have TV in prison, Rich.
Yeah, that's where he saw cell phones, but he didn't.
He literally said exactly that, John.
yeah.
That was his thing. He's like, yeah, I saw it on TV. I didn't know text. You
Yeah,
mean
you're-
the things in a book with words.
We gotta send you back to Rememberer school. You need to get recertified.
I honestly forgot that I was like working so hard
I know.
on my personal.
You got to
development.
pass the remember.
TJ got a job working at a
Rebar?
fast food joint
What an idiot.
and soon
that's good.
fathered a
Remember.
baby with a coworker.
Oh.
Oh, dude. See, he was
Picking
like,
up where he left off.
Yeah.
right away, just getting that. nut.
Soon after, he was awarded around $200,000 compensation from the state for his wrongful imprisonment.
$200,000.
That's like
the
if you
best
break
years of
that
his
down
life.
hourly, that's like probably 35 cents. Like,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's not great.
The best 16 years of his life spent in prison, and then here's $200,000. You can get a Tesla. Am I right, folks?
Well, he didn't buy a Tesla. He instead bought a Chrysler 300 that he named Bertha
Okay,
and
I
a
like this
45 caliber handgun.
I was gonna say,
Oh, okay. This
this
is the
sounds
story
so
picking back up
fucking
again.
perfect. He bought a gun after that long of being in jail.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get a gun now.
Within 6 months, he had already crashed Bertha twice because he was texting while driving.
Oh, he's like, I know what texts are now.
Yeah, he figured it out real
This is
quick.
like that movie Encino, man, but with gangsters.
Yeah.
Like he just got unfrozen. And, yeah.
Not long after came an arrest for felony drug possession and firearms possession. He was convicted and sentenced to another year in prison. All of this while waiting for his federal wrongful conviction lawsuit to proceed against the city of Chicago.
So he's waiting for another.
Oh,
one.
so the 200,000 was just like a
Which is
hold
so
you
like-
over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In 2012, his suit went before a jury. The evidence against the city was staggering, and the jury responded in kind. TJ was awarded $25 million.
Okay, that's
No.
that's a lot of money. Now we've gone from like, what is he supposed to do with 200,000 to what the hell are you giving this guy 25? He's a criminal still. I mean, obviously he's got a.
$25 million, dude.
This dude like fucked a chick on the vegetable table at McDonald's, and then now he has a
20
small fortune.
yeah.
Yeah.
TJ took the money.
vegetables at McDonald's.
It's debatable. I don't know.
TJ took the money and used it to rebuild his life, opening a number of businesses and charities to help young kids stay out of gangs.
Oh, so
Come on, TJ, give us something. Give some
Definitely
riff on
not
here.
what happened.
He did really cool
No,
stuff.
none of that happened.
That's
at
a
all.
nice guy. TJ, you just told us.
Yeah, no. Actually, he immediately began to tear through the money.
Oh, you were just joking?
Yeah, he didn't do any of that
dude,
shit.
I was like, see,
Yeah.
there are good people in this world. Even an ex-criminal. This guy's really. But that was a riff. You were riffing.
No, he did none of those
TJ
things.
bought 14,000 cup of noodles, built a small
Which
castle
is a
out of
currency.
them.
Yep.
He spent millions of dollars on luxury cars, including buying Range Rovers and Porsches for some of his closest friends. He threw over-the-top parties featuring a wide selection of drugs. He bought a $1,000 blue Sapphire .380 caliber automatic pistol. But the bulk of his money went to one purpose: rebuilding the Simon City Royals.
Whoa.
He used it to build the gang.
To rebuild the gang. He offered new recruits $50,000 to join up, plus cash bonuses for getting the gang's logo tattooed on their faces.
On their faces?
Yeah.
Dude,
Weird.
this guy rules.
He's one of those guys where you're like, what would you do with the lottery? If you won the lottery, well, let's see. First thing I would do is I would have everyone get dicks tattooed on their foreheads.
Is that the logo of the gang?
No. Their logo is like a cross with like some tears or some fire or something.
And so a guy.
Actually, I think the logo might be a burning cross.
Oh my god,
man.
Then you have like Hispanic and black dudes with burning crosses on their face. I know there's a cross involved. Because I saw some pictures of some
They're like,
guys.
yeah, we're taking it back.
He provided cars, cash, and weapons. When he got out, he didn't know what a text was. But now he launched a social media campaign, posting videos to YouTube and Facebook of him and other royals flashing guns, gang signs, stacks of cash, and threatening the police and rival gangs.
Really? Like he was enjoying like a little bit of like show offiness?
Yeah, he's like a fucking like Mike. He's like a blogger. He's out there going like he's promoting his YouTube page of gangster shit.
Yeah. But like, what's the passion? But what does a gangster want to make YouTube videos for? I'm trying to understand.
It's like that Frankie Muniz movie, Blank Check, but
But for a gangster,
it's a lot more stabbings.
This is the alternate version of Blank Check.
Yeah.
Let's make it.
Checo Blanco. I don't know. Was it Casablanca?
Look,
sorry.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I liked it.
Thank you. That's a really
I mean,
encouraging coaching.
He's so forward thinking. He's like, look, I'm going to offer signing bonuses. We're going to have a YouTube page. It's going to be a gang for the 21st century.
This is so weird. Okay, this story got
He
weird.
posted bail for arrested members, including a $100,000 bond for a member who paralyzed a teenager in a drive-by shooting.
Jesus, this guy's like a total dick.
Total dick. Yeah, so all that feeling
and they
bad
gave
you
this-
had before about him being wrongfully convicted, all gone.
Well, what if he was like nice, and then after spending his life in prison, was like fuck society? And
No, he was
everyone-
already. Remember, he was already jacking kids for their lunch money and like.
Actually, now that you're
Probably.
mentioning it, I've heard of this, and I think it's very it's revisionist history of you not to mention his children's book, Richard. All right, he had a very, very strong moral tale.
See?
He wrote it from behind
See,
bars.
there's a bright side to this gentleman.
Violent crimes involving the royals rose quickly. Nearly a dozen members were charged with various state and federal offenses in 2015 alone. It wouldn't take long for TJ to join the list.
How'd they give this guy $25 million? How did they not give him like $1 million or something like that? Why does he get 25?
16 years, man. I mean,
16 years behind bars for a murder. You
People
didn't
work
commit.
horrible jobs for 16 years. They don't get $1 million for, or more than $1 million per
well,
year.
yeah, but I mean, you have the freedom to change your life. This guy,
Yeah, but they're
didn't
not
really
stuck
have
between
that.
like the pedophile and gang rock in a hard place. I mean,
Yeah,
literally one of those is a hard place.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's on the rock. I tell
Sexual.
you.
Yeah, you're trying to get
Alcatraz
boner references.
Yeah.
And then the rock being, you said Alcatraz. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
cock, rock, all the same.
The Rock being the.
We got a lot of strong ingredients here, gang, and I think when we get them together, it's going to be a good riff.
That's right.
I think when we do the second take,
Great
this will come out a lot cleaner.
Great coaching again.
In
No,
August-
this is it. We are live right now. This is it.
In August 2015, TJ and his number one lieutenant, Jose Roman, loaded Gucci bags full of ammunition
I like that.
into
It's
TJ's
beautiful looking.
$90,000 Mercedes.
Okay, so he's like the joke, like the white trash Joker, basically.
I like that it's in 2015. It feels so close. You could touch it.
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
taste. You can
So
taste
many
it,
of our
really.
crime stories are like really far away, but this one you're just like,
Oh yeah, no. This one runs right up.
it's one of those fucking Orange County freaks. All right.
Oh
go
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Hey,
the
I
car.
resent that, all right?
The
There's a
car
lot of-
was
No,
decked
it's not
out.
about everyone in Orange County. These two criminals in Orange County.
Oh, yeah.
It sounded like I was like if I said those Jew bastards. They're like, not all the Jews. I mean these two
These
criminals that were
specific Jew
Jews.
bastards.
Yeah, I meant like these specific Orange
These
County.
two
freaks.
Jews who don't
I'm
have
Orange
a
County,
legitimate father. The car was decked out with police scanners and fake license plates. True to form, Roman was recording the ride
This
on his
dude
iPhone.
is just playing like GTA with cheat codes, trying to see how long you can
Life
go.
is kind of a video game, and if you got those dollars, you got those
he
cheat
started
codes.
GTA San Andreas, got out of prison. He's like, well, now I have $25 billion. Immediately, I'm going to buy the helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
True to form, Roman was recording the ride on his iPhone. One more video to add to the social media platform.
This guy's killing it on social media, probably
TJ and
millions
Roman-
of views.
TJ and Roman played it up for the camera, bragging about their power while trashing everyone else.
They probably have commercials before their views too, so they get paid for it too on YouTube.
Yeah, you got to monetize. I mean,
Yeah, so
get
smart.
something on the
Google
back end.
AdSense.
What ads do you think get paired up to their videos though? You know, you get
It's
the
all.
relevant-
It's just
Is it
NRA
bail
ads.
bondsman. Bail bondsman. No, it's not NRA.
Aladdin bail bonds.
It's like
It's
bail
probably
bondsman.
bail bondsman, like massage therapy courses, shit
Yeah.
like that.
car stereo
I was
companies.
gonna say, I was gonna say stuff for cars tinting.
Get a wrap, and we'll pay you $14 a month to have an Herbalife SUV. Like,
Oh yeah. Window tinting, SUVs. Yeah.
yeah, dumb people buy a lot of stuff. Back to the story.
TJ's
do, don't
expensive
they?
stereo system blasted opera, their music of choice when looking for someone to shoot. Unlike, quote, the wannabe rapping-ass bangers from other gangs. They drove her down the street bragging about shooting people.
We paid to Pavarotti, motherfucker.
They drove down the street bragging about shooting people, yelling at pedestrians, and pointing their guns at random people on the street. Quote, neighbors are scared of us, said TJ. We're the police around here. When Roman made a joke about cops, TJ said they were gonna get it too if they got in the way of the Royals. Y'all bitches better get bulletproof vests and bulletproof helmets. At one point...
Yeah, I got those.
Yeah, right?
If you did.
At one point,
Like
they
what would
pulled
you-
up... Yeah, no, I got one. What do you need? I have these
What else you
things
got?
already.
Yeah.
Do I need bulletproof socks? Do they make those
I
yet?
would think this guy would have rocket launchers. You said GTA, like he would have just crazy.
He's
like,
really
toys.
out of control.
Yeah.
Wait, he is. So
Just
they're-
hold your horses.
Okay, sorry.
At one point, they pulled up next to a man in a white car. Roman pointed the rifle at him and declared, "What you is? You ain't shit. All right, this is Royals Hood, homie." When the man drove off, Roman said, "Ooh-wee, I got thirsty."
What the fuck does that mean? He wanted to kill him?
Oh, yeah, here it comes.
Is this a gangster or just a regular dude in a car?
The two guys are... No, it's Roman is like one of his main lieutenants. It's
No, the guy in the white car.
other car, who knows, just some regular guy.
Like us driving through the ghetto, like Harold and
Yeah.
Kumar.
Yep.
All right, go on. This is. I feel like it's gonna be sad.
Finally, TJ stopped the car when he saw Earl Castile, a former gang member. Castile smiled and walked up to the car. "What's up, folks?" he said. TJ responded, "Why shouldn't I blast you right now?" "Blast me," said Castile. "You my brother, man. I ain't got nothing against you." TJ responded by pulling out his pistol and nonchalantly shooting Castile in both legs.
What the fuck?
By the way,
What
this
an
is,
asshole!
Don't forget,
I
this
told
is
you it was
all
gonna get sad.
This is all on an iPhone. This is all being recorded.
Oh my god! How many hearts did it get on Periscope?
How many views did this get? Is it still on there?
You can still. I've seen the video.
You
can,
have?
Yeah, you can still watch it.
Oh
And-
no,
That's got.
That's how I
in our
found
bonus
this story.
content. We'll send you the links for that.
Yeah, we'll definitely post the links for that video.
Oh, dude, what?
snuff footage in the bone. You got to subscribe to the
Well,
Patreon.
no, he
if
doesn't
you
get killed. He got shot in the legs.
want. Okay, he
It's
doesn't
still
die.
fucking sick. But
Why would you do that? cried Castile. "Shut up, bitch," said
The
TJ.
fuck remarked the freshly slain man.
Oh my god,
"Shut up, bitch," said TJ before he sped away.
that's the guy on the floor, like all bloody. Like, why would you do that? I can't.
If this guy would have just gone
fucked
like halfway out with that shit, he could have made an amazing rap album.
Oh yeah. TJ
Just shot his fedora off his head. That would have been funny, you know. And then been
No, he
like,
just shot him in
"Take
both
care."
legs.
But he
I
shot
think
his legs.
you should be allowed to shoot fedoras off people's heads.
You know?
I think that should
Citizens
be a
arrest,
statute.
right?
Like,
as
yeah,
long
it's-
as you never hit somebody
It's up to
actually.
us.
it's from the 1860s, but it's still on the
Still
books.
works, Yep, it never got turned over.
TJ flew down the residential street at over 70 miles an hour,
Whoa, that's the craziest part of the story, Rich.
running red lights and
criminal.
weaving through traffic.
That'll
All right, well that's irresponsible. This is where I draw the line.
Until he finally lost control and ran into a parked car.
with a guy in it whose legs just got shot.
TJ got out
No,
and ran, tossing his guns into backyards before the police finally caught him.
He's just high. He's just an adrenaline rush criminal. He has to be a criminal. Even with all that money, he could retire. He could have done the nice thing, like you said. He could have started up a club to help kids stay out of
could've.
gangs. And he could have chilled.
Yeah.
Could have eaten like healthy food and just chilled out a bunch, gone on vacations. Instead, he wanted to kill and rob and ruin our society.
Well, your entire life is committing crimes, and then like before that, learning how to read, I guess, and then you know, you go away for 16 years and you're like, that's your fondest memories of the good old days is like you like jacking, you know, cars in Chicago when you're 12.
It's fair.
He had a chance to get out. That's all I'm saying. But you're right, Connor.
Back in jail,
Fucking
awaiting
right.
trial, TJ showed no interest in abandoning the gang life. Authorities intercepted a letter he wrote to his members, ripping imposters who had taken his money and making it clear he was still in charge. Quote, "When the big dog is away, the cats will play. Not a scratch on me, and yes, I'm still running the shit."
My mom would say that every time when she'd leave.
Yeah.
My brother and me home alone.
Castile needed steel rods to repair his legs. He spent months learning to walk again. He filed a lawsuit against TJ and was awarded $6.3 million in damages.
He used that money to start his own gang. And
The
so it
robot
continued.
legs kings.
And the wheels on the side keep
Metal Leg
on
Kings of-
turning. But it's unclear how much money is actually left from TJ's settlement to pay the judgment. So, like, the lawyers right now are still trying to figure out, like, okay, if we sell his busted-up Mercedes, we can get $20,000. Trying to scrape it together because he's blasted through his money. This time, the criminal trial was pretty easy. The evidence was very clear, especially since it was shot on an iPhone 6.
That's a really good ad for that.
No, it's a picture of that dude, Frank Castile, and it's a shot for an iPhone 6 on the billboard.
In March of 2017, TJ was sentenced to more than 9 years in prison.
That's it?
Yeah, it seems really interesting that it's like, go easy on him.
Well, he got 45 years for a murder, 9 years for shooting a guy in the legs. That seems like a pretty reasonable balance.
How did
You weren't not trying to kill him, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, he didn't shoot him in the chest, he shot him in the legs. Clearly, he was just trying to send a message.
I mean,
of,
impressive
don't
that he
like
got
your
both legs, because I feel like after you shoot one leg, a guy gets squirrely, you know?
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, that's just
And it
that's,
keeps things even for them. They don't have to figure
Yeah,
out
it's like
which
trying to
legs
kill a chicken
shot.
in Minecraft. If you don't get on that first one, you got to chase him around the yard. Anyway.
Always a
according
good
to
time for a
TJ
Minecraft reference.
I figured True Crime Minecraft's a strong Venn diagram crossover.
There you go.
according to TJ, his latest conviction won't slow him down. His intercepted letter to his soldiers says it all. Quote, "If you know anything about me at all, you should know this is where I come from. This is where I was created. This is my home."
As a matter of fact, I was raised by the streets as a...
My parents were streets.
So let's recap this.
My dad was a
motherfucking
boulevard.
story.
My mom was a street, to be fair. I'm only half street.
That's so good.
Well, if your mom is a boulevard, that means you're a boulevard. But
That's
I mean,
true.
Yeah.
So let's recap this story. This kid grows up in 1980.
Turns immediately a
Criminal
hard
at
gangster.
11.
Yeah.
TJ turns into a criminal at 11.
Gets arrested 22 times over a couple of years.
Before he's even 13, is arrested 22 times.
Joins a gang at
How many times
11.
is that? That's almost like that's basically like a time a month because 24 months is 2 years.
Yeah.
So every
Wow.
month, imagine getting arrested.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, in answer to the question, I'm sure he boned. If he got arrested 22 times, I'm sure that kid boned. And then
He gets
at 13, gets wrongfully
fingered
convicted.
for a murder.
Stop trying to use your fucking gross pun again. That he gets fingered. Freddie got fingered.
He
We
jacked
know.
kids for their lunch
Great movie.
money, and then got fingered for this murder that he didn't commit.
Yeah. And
Spent
then he
16 years in jail.
studied ass pussies and Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Studied ass pussies.
Well, Michelangelo did paint the best ass pussies. We all know that. What do you think? Why do you think the Sistine Chapel? It's so far away, so you can't actually see them. They're like
The original name was the 16 assholes.
God.
Well, the Sistine Chapel used to only have a 10-foot high ceiling, but then they saw it was all ass pussies. They're like, no, let's make this 40 feet high so no one can
Oh,
tell.
it looks majestic.
Yeah.
The 16 chap hole.
Yeah.
So
he gets out.
So he gets out of prison.
Knocks
at the,
up-
at the
How
age
is
of
it
what,
not
29?
the 16 assless chapels?
Oh, that'd be funny.
He
to see
gets a job
Renaissance style
working at
painting, just a
Sonic
bunch of
Drive-In.
assless chaps. Okay, so
That's
he-
the
he,
best
he
part.
worked at Sonic?
He worked at Sonic.
This
Can you imagine
motherfucker
him
was
on
roller skating?
roller skating?
when did
yeah.
he work at Sonic?
That's the fast food job he got when he got out, where he knocked up the chick.
This is
And he was just like, you know what? Rolling mozzarella tots over to people is just not
it's not
stimulating
gangster.
It's not
He's
doing
not
it
very
for me.
gangster.
Wins a $25 million judgment against the city.
While he's still probably working at Sonic. Okay.
Uses that money to rebuild his gang.
And at this time he's like 29, 30. So he probably looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Pitbull.
Yeah, he does look like Pitbull.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
29 or 30.
Yeah.
And he also just
He's
came
doing
up
shots into other people's legs.
Okay, you're just bringing up fucking Pitbull.
All right, everybody.
Duh, duh. Then he gives people signing bonuses to join the gang, pays them bonuses to get
this
face
shit was
tattoos.
like the army in World War II. Like he's like, I'll pay for your college,
Everything,
and-
yeah.
No, I mean
We're
he's
gonna
like,
take care of you.
no, he's
Like,
like he's
dude,
like the U football team.
I mean, the Latin Kings are right. The Royals get dental. All right.
You got to compete these days. You really got to take care of your own. and then shoots that guy in the leg on one of his just random.
As part of his social media campaign.
I'm thinking this guy, like Connor said, he was a blogger. Like he sounds like a bomb ass blogger, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's really willing to like entertain us.
If he would have just dialed it back, he would have had a hugely hilarious and popular Instagram account. If he just acted like if there was just an idiot that had too much money that just had like gold plated guns and he just shot watermelons with strippers, I'm like, I fucking love this guy, but
he could have been the Dan Bilzerian.
Exactly, that's exactly what
Puerto Rican gangsters.
But no, he had to take it to he was so authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's being punished.
And now,
I mean, if you ask me, I'd be doing a Bilzerian years in prison. Right, guys?
See, I'd say that works.
It's a lot of years.
I accept it.
I accept it. That works.
And now, in March of 2017, sentenced to 9 more years in prison.
So this story, like, pretty much just happened.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I feel like you can reach your arm back into history and you can just shake hands with the story.
Yeah.
March what? 17th?
March of 2017.
Did you read the story in the newspaper? Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to.
I'm just impressed
with
how
so
quickly Rich wrote all this.
Yeah. Oh, no. He does methamphetamines and he writes
I'm
for
a
days.
bad motherfucker.
He's a writer.
Yeah.
You're a crazy
Why
man.
do you think I'm so skinny? I'm doing so much meth these days.
Oh, yeah. That fucking, that Adderall will get you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the story.
Subtract or all a little bit of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's what they used to
Whatever.
say.
Dude, for this show, I'll give it up. I'll take
willing
2
to die for it?
Yeah, I'll die for this show, bruh.
I'll do some housewife coke so I could read about some other people having fun.
I'll be a subject of a 1960s Rolling Stone song for this fucking podcast.
Just Rich, like, up at 3 in the morning, like, there's something's not coming together. His eyes are, like, bloodshot.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a bloody nose. He's like, raised by the streets, the worst parents of all. That's it. We've got it. All right.
He's got the classic like trash can with all the rolled up, crumpled up papers in it.
Oh yeah, like the Stephen King's like drug desk and On Writing, where it's just like rolled up dollar bills and then just like empty 6-packs and.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't remember writing this episode. I was blacked out the entire time.
Oh, you're drunk?
That's my Stephen King.
Oh yeah.
This is my Cujo.
Damn it!
That was his claim for Cujo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that he's blackout drunk, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, I make an obscure reference to a book no one's read, and then you double down on it, and I didn't even get it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of bad improving, man.
This is why we're all solo comedians, because we can't work together appropriately.
I'm just gonna get wrongly convicted of a crime, and then just
Get that 25 mil, bro.
get out of the game. Yeah.
Get it while you can. Where can people find you?
Just
Oh yeah, what are your socials? Where do you post your gangland shooting videos?
just Connor McSpadden. Just look up Connor McSpadden, and you'll get there.
If you can't spell McSpadden, you're fucking dumb. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah,
McSpadden.
And if you pronounce it McSpadden, then you don't know how phonics works.
Yeah, that's also true.
And the Mean Boys podcast.
Oh, check out Mean Boys.
I'm much better on that, guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You were great on this. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a blast, dude.
If you want to get a hold of us, we can get us on all social medias at CrimePod, and we'll post. I'll post the link to the video of the video of this actual shooting. The whole because it's there.
Crime Pod sounds like Nature Box, but for like weapons. Like, oh, I got a switchblade in my Crime Pod this month.
We have, like,
Guys,
really
use promo code Shefsky for 25% off this month's Crime Pod.
It just
this
comes
week.
in like
super chic ads
We've got
on
brass
Instagram.
knuckles. You get 3 different patterns. You get some matching one for the lady. Valentine's Day just passed. But
We
then-
have artisanal cocaine.
Comes with ramen.
Yeah, you at CrimePod. I'll post the link to the video of this actual thing that happened because it's out there. That's how I found it. Was it just showed up in my feed?
Mm-hmm.
So you can find it on there. You can also email us at crimepodcast@gmail.com if you have story ideas, any questions, dick pics, whatever you want to do. Send us that. Make sure you label the dick pics John Shefsky because that's his favorite stuff.
Don't do that.
Please do.
Don't do that.
We had a guy send us a picture of a dick on top of a drawing of me blowing Keith for our show, and that's the first time I've ever felt famous in my life. Where I'm
awesome.
like, wow, okay.
Yeah, you're like, it's an honor.
Like he drew a picture of you blowing Keith.
I could probably get this dude that sent this to kill a guy if I wanted to. Like, I felt like Charles
well, you
Manson
immediately
for a
thought about
second.
where you could take it?
Oh, I mean, it was just disturbing. I was just like, wow, the power. I mean, I'm flattered, but it's just like it's a lot of responsibility. I'm like, people are out there listening.
Now, if you give him a bonus of cash,
And
will
they
you
have-
get a picture of you blowing Keith tattooed on his face?
Oh, shit. I mean, well, I'll have to wait till after the hearing before we investigate that further.
That's
By
all
the
of
way,
our plan.
Good friend of mine, Tom Goss, described his dick as California-shaped, which is how I think of all hooked dicks from now on.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Today's sources include the Daily Beast, the Chicago Tribune, Huffington Post, an in-depth interview from the People's News on WordPress, Michigan Law School, Northwestern University Center for Wrongful Convictions, ChicagoGangHistory.com, and, of course, the evil robots at Wikipedia.
Rich, I appreciate the thoroughness, but that was not in proper MLA format. I'm going to have to deduct a few points for that.
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I'm okay with it because
I'm marking the air with red Sharpie as we speak.
Sounds like a real good prison college course teaching right now.
I'll prison you.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You'll imprison me, or you'll prison
I'll
me?
prison you.
Connor's witnessed your grammar multiple times. I'll prison you.
I used to know words, bitch.
That's like the way my grandpa would say, "I'll prison you." Okay, I don't know what you mean by that, but okay.
And you're the best, and we love you. And try not to shoot anybody this week.
We love you.
Bye, robot.
Bye.